Hi. Question number 3 is, will the administration and their associates attempt to win the November elections by cheating in some way, and will they be successful or not? Remember, I'll first give you the book definition of a card, then my interpretation of how it applies to the position it's in. The covering card, or the current situation, is the Five of Pentacles: material trouble, loneliness, destitution, spiritual impoverishment. I think that cheating is by definition spiritual impoverishment. When people get tempted by the promised advantages of wealth or power, they can easily over time give up little parts of their souls, justifying their choices as they go until there isn't much left of what's good in them. I don't think this is a problem specific to any particular group or party. As they say, evil never sleeps. The crossing card, forces at work that oppose the covering card for good or evil, is the world. Completion, reward, assured success, triumph in all undertakings, arrival at the state of cosmic consciousness. The world card in reverse leans more towards a spiritual interpretation, like refusal to learn the lessons of life, for instance. So I believe in this position, the world card represents a turnaround, which can happen if a person recognizes how, through selfishness, greed, or cowardice, he has harmed himself as well as others, and through self-examination reaches a higher level of awareness. This is a great card to have in this position, as it means there are strong energies at work to lift, well, let's face it, an area of our government up out of stagnation. They don't discuss anymore. They just lock horns with each other and achieve nothing for us. That what's beneath the basis of the issue is justice. It's all about balance in finance, in science, chemistry, education, personal behavior, or state of mind. The meaning of the Justice card in the basis position is a good indication that the intent of the majority of the populace is good. We, the people, want our government to work for us all and treat everyone fairly in law, in finance, in education, and in possibilities for our futures. What's behind what is just passed is the Ten of Pentacles, an established family of material prosperity. Gain, riches, family matters, inheritance may refer to money spent on personal or business property. I see this as representing the extraordinary amount of financial gain by the man in the Oval Office and his family, who have literally made billions since he was elected. They are very open in using his position to enrich themselves, and that's kind of an understatement. The good news is that this energy is past now, probably because they've been so obvious about it that the only people who don't see it going on have been living in a hole somewhere. The rest of us are fed up. What's above, what may come to pass, is the Two of Swords, balanced forces, a stalemate, indecision, impotence, a temporary truce. I'm going with this card meaning impotence or a stalemate. At the moment, there is a many-pronged effort by the Orange Man's party and his affiliates to unbalance elections in as many ways as possible, such as doing off-scheduling, redistricting, making demands for voter rolls, attempting to federalize aspects of voting, and even by the Supreme Court, which is, at this moment, considering significantly weakening Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, which bans voting discrimination. However, there are a lot of good lawyers working hard to counter these repressive actions, and their efforts may be successful in blunting the results. What's before the immediate future is the Magician reversed, the use of power for destructive ends, weakness, indecision. I think it's a given that we're going to be faced with all kinds of efforts being made to keep people from being able to vote. This will go on for the rest of the year, right up until the election itself, and perhaps even after, through attempts to negate ballots. The Fears card is the King of Swords reversed, someone who can be cruel, barbarous, and unjust, caution in matters that may result in a ruinous lawsuit. We definitely fear that whoever is the man in the Oval, or those in his posse, will be successful in their efforts to keep from losing their power by cheating. The Influences card, opinions of those around the subject, is the Hierophant, preference for ritual, doctrine, or the outer forms of religion, need to conform or be socially approved. This feels like an indication that the forces that want to win and are willing to outright cheat are coming up against those who want to win but are not willing to cheat, those that follow conventions and norms. There's a lot of mixed messages that may create pressure on those who will ultimately have to count the votes, like last time when the Secretary of the State of Georgia refused to fine 11,780 votes to help put the orange guy back in office. It's comforting to know that there are still politicians who don't want to break the law. The hopes card is judgment reversed, failure to find happiness in old age, fear of death, separation and disillusionment, weakness, physical health must be watched, possible loss of worldly goods. Ooh, sounds like a revenge wish list towards all the grifters that take advantage of the rights and privileges of our Constitution to give themselves unearned powers and riches. The outcome card is the Six of Pentacles: philanthropy, charity, gifts, alms dispensed with justice, prosperity shared. Now, I debated what this could mean. Was it that they managed to cheat and get away with it, giving even more goodies to the already rich and powerful? Or does it mean they fail in their attempts and we start on the road to actually living up to the words in the Constitution that state that everyone is created equal? I think it's the latter, and the reason is that little word justice. I believe real justice and fairness are the original intentions that formed our country. We've had a lot of backsliding over our 250 years, and we're not out of the woods yet. But this reading tells me that the elections will still be free and fair, although voting will be pretty messy in some places. After that, we can at least stop the bleeding. Maybe even some restitution for those who have been harmed throughout all this time of trouble. So in answer to the original question, will the administration and co. be successful in their attempts to cheat in the November election? I believe the reading says no. So that's the last of the election readings. I don't do the same questions over and over again. I trust what the cards tell me the first time, which is why I've said in some places, whoever is the man in office at the time of the election. I asked recently if the orange man would be around for it, and the answer was no. I'm sticking with that. This is LauraJthe.Treetalker. Please comment if you feel like it, and subscribe if you have a YouTube account. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.